What if I told you that today, years ago, a poor girl saw a vision that changed the lives of thousands? Join us as we explore the miraculous encounters of Bernadette Soubirous in Lourdes, France. In the small town of Lourdes, located in southern France, lived a girl named Bernadette Soubirous. Born in 1844, she was the daughter of a miller and came from a poor family that struggled to make ends meet. Bernadette endured a difficult childhood, often facing illness and a life filled with hardships. Despite these challenges, she was known for her gentle spirit and deep faith, characteristics that would guide her through extraordinary experiences in the year 1858. On February 11, 1858, Bernadette, then 14 years old, was gathering firewood with her sister Toinette and a friend near the grotto of Massabielle. As they worked, Bernadette suddenly had a vision of a beautiful lady standing in a niche of the rock. She described this lady as wearing a white veil, a blue girdle, and having golden roses on her feet while holding a rosary of pearls. Her astonished companions did not see the figure, leading Bernadette to wonder about her experience. After returning home, Bernadette confided in her mother about the vision. Unfortunately, her mother did not believe her and punished both girls for what she thought was a lie. Despite the harsh rebuke, Bernadette's faith remained strong. She longed to return to the grotto, feeling a deep connection to the lady, and eventually succeeded in persuading her mother to allow her to go back. This determination marked the beginning of a series of miraculous events that would forever alter the course of her life. On February 14th, Bernadette returned to the grotto with friends to pray the rosary. During this visit, she saw the lady again and bravely threw holy water at her in a test to confirm her identity. The lady simply smiled and bowed her head in response. This interaction sparked both curiosity and skepticism among the local townspeople, many of whom were eager to learn more about her visions and beliefs. Bernadette felt a growing pressure to explain her experience, while the townspeople began to question her credibility. On February 18th, Bernadette returned to the grotto, as instructed by the lady. During this third appearance, she was asked to return every day for 15 days. This request began to draw more attention from the townspeople. As news of the visions spread, many people were eager to see what was happening, and some even joined her, hoping they might witness the miracle themselves. As days passed, the number of spectators grew. Each day, some would arrive from nearby towns, drawn by the stories of the girl who spoke to a mysterious lady. Some townspeople even claimed to have seen the apparition themselves, deepening the divide between skepticism and faith among the community. On February 19th, accompanied by her mother and some relatives, Bernadette continued to see visions daily, with more people joining her at the grotto. On February 24th, Bernadette's encounters became even more intense when the lady requested, "Penance, penance, penance." The lady instructed her to pray to God for sinners and even urged her to kiss the ground as an act of penance. This message stirred strong emotions in the spectators, leading them to question what it meant for their own lives and their faith. As the days continued, Bernadette tasted the muddy waters of the spring at the lady's request. Initially skeptical about the unclean water, she persisted and ultimately found healing. Almost miraculously, the spring began to flow abundantly soon after, drawing even more pilgrims to Lourdes. Hopes for healing also transformed the site from simple gatherings into a destination for those seeking miraculous cures. By the end of February, the amount of people at the grotto had increased significantly, reaching around 1,000 followers witnessing Bernadette's visions. Locals felt a buzz of excitement mingled with disbelief. They wondered if she truly experienced divine encounters. As Bernadette's encounters gained momentum, the local clergy began to take notice, and their skepticism turned into concern as they pondered the implications of these apparitions. As Bernadette's visions continued, her interactions with the local clergy became increasingly significant. On March 1st, she was instructed by the lady to tell the priests to come in procession and build a chapel at the grotto. However, when she approached Father Paramal, the parish priest, he was dismissive and skeptical, fearing that the crowds and rumors might cause trouble. Bernadette's simple requests kept clashing with the clergy's reluctance to engage with her claims, illustrating the tension between faith and skepticism in the community. Despite the challenges, Bernadette continued to visit the grotto daily, with increasing numbers of people gathering to witness her encounters. By March 4th, more than 9,000 people had shown up at the grotto, drawn by the fervor surrounding the events. Viewers ranged from hopeful pilgrims seeking healing to skeptics questioning Bernadette's integrity. The growing crowd atmosphere became electric, filled with prayer and anticipation as Bernadette knelt in prayer amid the sea of onlookers. As Bernadette's encounters progressed, she felt a deepening connection with the lady, who continued to emphasize the importance of prayer and penance. On March 25th, Bernadette finally asked the lady her name. In response, the lady revealed, "I am the Immaculate Conception." This profound statement stunned Bernadette, who had been told by her mother and others that she did not know the meaning of the words. Despite her initial confusion, this revelation marked a turning point, giving Bernadette a clear message to share with the priests. On April 7th, reports began to circulate about miraculous healings linked to Bernadette's visions. A local woman, who was paralyzed, claimed to have regained full movement after bathing in the spring water. Medical professionals started to arrive, drawn by the accounts of miraculous cures, with one physician, Dr. Pierre-Romain Dozus, becoming particularly interested. He began documenting healings and examining the gathered crowd, further validating the stories of the growing phenomenon at Lourdes. The local authorities eventually became anxious about the growing fame of Bernadette and the crowds at Lourdes. On June 8th, to manage the masses and quell any disturbances, the mayor closed off access to the grotto, positioning guards to prevent public gatherings. Despite these efforts to dismantle the burgeoning pilgrimage site, the spirit of faith and hope continued to thrive, with believers finding ways to visit and share their experiences with others. On July 16, 1858, Bernadette witnessed what would be her final appearance of the Blessed Virgin Mary at the grotto. Aware of the mounting attention and scrutiny surrounding her experiences, she approached the site with reverence and anticipation. This last visit was filled with emotion, as Bernadette knew the significance of the moment and the end of her extraordinary series of visions. "I have never seen her so beautiful before," she expressed, capturing the essence of her feelings in that moment. After this final encounter, Bernadette no longer felt drawn to return to the grotto, indicating a profound shift in her spiritual journey. Meanwhile, the grotto remained a space of pilgrimage for thousands who still visited, hoping to experience miracles for themselves. Reports of miraculous healings at the spring became widespread, resulting in a deluge of visitors to Lourdes. The collective faith of the people fostered a sense of community, anchored in the possible blessings from the experience Bernadette shared. As reports of healings circulated, the local bishop felt compelled to address the situation. On January 18, 1862, after thorough investigation and testimony from witnesses, Bishop Lawrence of the Diocese of Tarbes officially declared the apparitions as worthy of belief. This endorsement had a monumental impact not only on Bernadette's faith, but also on the community, transforming Lourdes into a significant pilgrimage site recognized by the Church. Many found renewed hope knowing they could seek healing through this sacred shrine. Bernadette herself faced a profound transition as well. In 1866, she left Lourdes to join the Sisters of Charity in Nevers, where she embraced a life of silence and prayer. The change was bittersweet. While she had harbored dreams of establishing a religious life, she maintained a deep commitment to her faith despite stepping away from the spotlight. Bernadette later stated, "I never saw her again," reflecting her acceptance of the closure of her public role in the miraculous events at Lourdes. The impact of the Lourdes apparitions continued long after Bernadette's departure. Pilgrims flocked to Lourdes, and the local economy blossomed as hotels, shops, and other amenities were constructed to accommodate visitors. By the mid-20th century, Lourdes would be recognized as one of the world's most significant pilgrimage sites. Millions of people have visited to seek physical and spiritual healing, reflecting the enduring legacy of Bernadette's faith and the miraculous experiences that transpired in that small grotto.